welcome back. I still have Adetokunbo Momoni and also Ademola Oshodi in the studio. But before we went on break, I was going to argue, so because you said now most of the cases, like most of these corruption cases, mainly corruption cases, that's what our focus is on this show today, shouldn't be delayed for any reasons because of a new, is it the new act?
I don't know, the Administration of Criminal Justice Act. It talks about the procedure for conducting criminal trials. And in that law, in that act, which is applicable to all criminal trials, whether for corruption matters or any other criminal offense, the intention of the act is to cut down all the things that prolong criminal litigation.
Have you seen the act in action in any big case?
No, because it was passed very
maybe like
recently,
a few months ago.
Just I don't think it's up to the very last month of Jonathan administration.
But do you think it will help in this, especially this Nnpc sector? Because now we heard in the news again that even as Desiani was arrested in the UK, the big boys in the Nnpc are now sitting tight, like this is going to touch us. Do you think the Nigeria judicial system now will help to prosecute these people so we get our proceeds back?
No, that's my sincere opinion. Because whatever we say about the Nigerian system, it is better for us to get it working. Because the British, the Americans will not come to prosecute people for us.
Yes, yes.
Only those who go out of this country with such people that goes into their land that they will face. But the bulk of the people will be here. So it is for us to ensure that the law will work. And the law will work if the judges decide that it will work. Because what we are familiar with is that a big man is arrested for corruption, is arraigned, he gets big lawyers.
Sons.
Now, a preliminary point is taken. It says the court has no jurisdiction. It's ruled against. It goes to the Court of Appeal. The Court of Appeal says the court has jurisdiction. It goes immediately to the Supreme Court. That way, the case drags.
Yes, yes.
But the existing Administration of Criminal Justice Act says all those interlocutory applications shall no longer be allowed. They will be taken as part of the whole case, so that at the end of the day, once judgment is given, then you go on appeal.
The Supreme, it goes along to the Supreme Court.
Exactly, it goes to the higher court.
But let me ask
you, won't allow you to tie us down with an interlocutory application, and the substance of the matter will not be treated.
Let me ask a question. Soon, we will be seeing, should we, or we will be seeing a scenario whereby people would feel the same way, like the case, like I have a case in London. Okay, I feel like I'm not safe because I'm going to see justice. Would they be feeling the same way in Nigeria now that people will prefer their case to be in Nigeria?
Of course, and I think
it's because the reason why they will want that is because of the obvious lapse in the system here now. But I think with the direction that is being given by President Buhari, that thing will change. The idea that the Nigerian judges cannot do it, I don't think so.
Okay.
Let me tell you this. There used to be Justice Oyewole of the Lagos High Court.
Yes, I remember.
There used to be Justice Abiru. Both judges are now in the Court of Appeal. They were trying corruption cases with gusto, and they were getting conviction.
And they will still live up to that expectation,
yes,
you reckon?
There are people like them that can still do these things.
Okay, I have a caller on the line. I'll come back to you immediately after that, Demola. Good morning, Olukoya.
Good morning, Mr. Dapo.
Good morning, sir.
And your president, Mr. Demola,
Oshodi.
And Mr. Adetokunbo.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome.
Yeah. I've been listening to you people analysis. What I just for a point I wanted to make is this Buhari is trying to institute this special court. If Buhari can do that, so that you know that this processing of prosecuting all this, because we know we have all these corrupt judges, we did not even allow this system to work. But especially these senators we are talking about now, even if Buhari wants to institute this special court, these senators, are they going to allow it? Are they going to pass the bill? That is the question we need to ask ourselves. You know, you can't just introduce a special code without concept of legislature or the Senate.
Yes, that's a big
so
one.
So I'm going to, if you can see the way the thing is going, even the Bukola's Saraki case now, as you are seeing the PDP, even collaborate with a few of the APC, a few of the APC now. They are like they are dominating the house of this thing now. What they are so. Are they going to allow it? Let's say the reality here.
All right, it is a big question you've asked there. Let me put it to this gentleman. I'll come to you, Mumuni, but let me ask Ademola, because he's saying like if you have a special court now, is it going to help out, and is the legislative part of the government going to help out? Help out with what is even happening presently?
I believe so. I think in the early stages, this is the honeymoon phase for whoever comes into power. So Buhari is still in his honeymoon phase. These legislators are all going to give him what he wants. He has friends from APC and he has friends from PDP that are ready to, at least right now, just let him have his way. So again, it's not the tribunal. You can have special tribunals and all that. My colleague was talking about, this new law that's been enacted at the end of Jonathan's reign that could accelerate things in the court. Yes. It's not the laws that I think that that we are short of. It's executing it and ensuring that we do the right thing. That we do so many thousands of laws in this country, but do we enforce it? Do we execute it properly? That's really what the key is.
That's a big question again. I'll come to you immediately after this call. I have Dakpo calling from Majota. Good morning, Dakpo. Hello, Dakpo.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry about that. Okay.
Let me just...
The special court.
The special court. I am not an advocate for a special court for corruption cases.
Why?
The reason is that, you see, the complaint that we have been having is that bureaucracies are too many. Now, when you want to set up a special court, you'll be talking about a new building, new set of staffs, a new registrar, new support staff. And the complaint that we've been making is that so much of our revenue is going towards financing the current issues. Let me tell you, when Justice Abiu of Lagos High Court was sitting at Ikeja, when Justice Oyewole was sitting at Lagos High Court Ikeja, they were not special courts. They were part of the system, but they were just designated criminal courts for corruption cases. There are judges of integrity all over Nigeria. All that the government needs to do is identify them and say, you will only be handling all over Nigeria only corruption cases.
Wonderful.
You don't have to set up a new court at all.
I have Ibrahim.
And that way you circumvent the legislators if they don't want to cooperate.
I have Ibrahim from Ikeja. Good morning, Ibrahim.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Welcome.
Really, what I want to talk about this morning is this anti-graft law. I don't know. My concern now is some Nigerians. It's like they are not in tune with what it means to really fight this corruption. Because I remember yesterday I was listening to the way something came up. So people just came out today to say this is against some part of the country. So does it mean that if we really fight against corruption started, is this some of the things people will be coming out to be saying? How can they be imagining something we have been saying corruption? Now the something is coming up, another country is even trying to bring out some of the faces of those people behind the corruption. So people now are coming out from our own country now to say they are trying to castigate their own people. Is that how to fight corruption? It's unfortunate. Please, it's like stations, all stations and other are supposed to be hammering on all these things. So that the layman to understand, because some of these people are against the situation of things. It's like, it's the layman. Now, because this way I'm concerned. By the time they will use money, they will use people carry fake and imagine Saraki, the other time people are going to say, no, we don't agree. They are with one thing. Imagine all this kind of thing.
Okay.
In Nigeria, when people are in serious poverty,
okay.
I'm working, my money cannot sustain me.
My money cannot sustain me in Nigeria.
And some people have all the money. I get what you mean, Ibrahim. Thank you very much for that contribution of yours. As he's saying that why is it that people are not bothered about this fight against corruption? When you catch somebody, you see the other people with placards outside, release our person, leave. Sometimes they use the LIVE, leave our person alone. This is very, very bad. Demola, let's look at this Nnpc. You know, one time like that, the building, the Nnpc building almost stood as a building for corruption.
Yeah.
Do you think with the way things are going, a lot of heads are going to roll? Is that what you think?
Oh,
also?
of course. A lot of heads have already rolled, and more heads will roll. And Nnpc is very, very ethnic-based anyways.
Why did you say so?
Because basically when you have a minister from a certain part of the country, the person will populate his own people, own people in that area. And the same thing goes with you know, the Director General or the MD. It's not a meritorious place. It's not places, you know, people like, oh, you know, people that are so qualified. No, it's purely political, because Nnpc is really, really money. Okay. You know, you can make money like mad in Nnpc. I used to work in Abuja as a consultant on advising civil society groups and government on oil and gas corruption and transparency. And Nnpc is a center, it's ground zero.
You said money like mad. People make money like mad.
Make money like mad.
Even the gatesmen, they are rich.
Yeah, everybody's
have Dio from
ground zero.
Yeah.
Ground
good morning, Dio.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Greetings to the gentleman in the studio.
You're welcome.
However, I want to set this straight. The corruption we are fighting in Nigeria, I think we are fighting differently from the media. The media reports differently from what the case really is in this country. Yes, because most times we find the media, okay, like your topic today says, Nnpc looters, when nobody has been declared has to have looted the country, because most of these guys end up going to court and then coming out free and then...
Oh, okay. We lost that call there. But that gives us the opportunity to even go back to London and get to hear the latest that's happening outside that Charing Court there. Mrs. Alice Madueke has not even appeared in court. That's the latest we get in here. And so immediately when we get information that she's in court, we'll definitely link up with London. Okay, let me go to you. Well, some people are saying in the social media that aren't you going to have the instance of, you know, what happened to Mr. Alamesia? Yeah, the camouflage and things. Yeah. Can it be possible in that case? Maybe she'll flee.
She'll flee the UK and dress up as a man and come to Nigeria.
Yeah, maybe dress up like a man or like a Nafa or something.
I don't think that would.
In this instance, it cannot work out.
Yes.
You really reckon?
Once they have an experience.
Okay. And they know that man is from Nigeria. This one is from Nigeria.
They'll be on their guard.
Once bitten, twice shy.
Yes,
okay. Let's because
I think you underestimate Nigerians.
What do you think, Demola? Do you have a contrary?
I honestly believe anything can happen. She has the money.
Anything can happen.
Yeah, she has the money of the Nigerian.
And
you know,
you cannot use the Alamesia.
Yeah, the only thing is that, you know, if she does flee to Nigeria, she's coming to meet a very
it's even worse.
Unsympathetic president.
Okay. I'll have Yakub from Dokwemo. Good morning, Yakub.
Good morning, Dr.
Good morning, sir.
God bless you, sir.
Thank you.
And then good morning to Double here in the studio.
Good morning.
God bless you too. You see, Dr. I want to throw a question to the two gentlemen in the studio.
Okay.
The question is this. For me, if I have my way, when the court through with Desani in UK as is going to start to go on right now, if found guilty, I personally would prefer her coming down to Nigeria to come and serve our time. Why am I saying that? If you see the prison in this country, you cannot compare it with other countries in the world. If there's any found conflict in that state, I mean UK, she would prefer to stay there and serve her time rather than come down. But from Nigeria, the question is now that can Nigerian state make a request to UK that they want her back to come and serve that tenure here in Nigeria? Thank you.
Okay. Can she be repatriated? He's saying that the prison in UK is like a luxury life. And in Nigeria, maybe he really wants Desani to come into work, maybe like Kirikiri, if she's found guilty.
No, it doesn't work that way. When you violate the law of a particular country and you are convicted, you understand? You serve your prison terms there.
But after serving, can she still come and face another?
If what she did there also amounted to a violation of our criminal law here, some other charges can be brought against her here to come and face. But let me tell you, apart from these prison terms, what is so important to me is the repatriation of those stolen funds. And that is at the heart of the message of President Muhammad Buhari to the world leaders when he was at the UN General Assembly. Because the money would have been seized there if it's still resident in England. But the more serious efforts should be made to get the money back. Yeah.
Let me take Mrs. Ikeme Funa from Egbeda. Good morning, madam.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Please, the minister should be tried and jailed in England. If the government know that they are fighting corruption.
Oh, is that all, madam? Okay, because maybe I can get a fear, because we've heard of big people that have been to Nigerian prisons, and they eventually turn these Nigerian prisons to their own taste.
Absolutely.
They have aces, they have visitors, they have girlfriends coming.
Yes.
These are gist we know. Yeah. They even go to club houses.
Yes, absolutely.
They go because of the kind of the kind of way things are run in this country.
Yes.
But if you are behind the walls in UK,
yes,
you'll be so frustrated because you'll be behind our walls till the end of our time.
Yes.
What do you think?
I totally agree. I don't want any corrupt Nigerian official being put in prison in Nigeria. I mean, we talk about the conditions of Nigerian prison. Yeah, it's atrocious. It's bad. But it's bad for the poor people.
For the poor people.
It's bad for the working class people. You know, the elite, believe me, they
turn it around.
They live the life of luxury in prison. You know, they have air conditioning, they have visitors, they have money, they have prostitutes, they go for parties. You know, they live their life. Their wife visits them. So
why they even call the shots in the prison?
Absolutely, they take care of guards. They take care of their school fees of children of guards. You know, so they live a life of luxury. You know, I think in America, this is why America does with Mexico. Makes a lot of drug pushers, a lot of drug dealers in Mexico have been extradited to America, because the American justice system will really ensure they live that harsh life for a long period of time. In Mexico, they will either live a luxury life or they will escape, like the El Pacho guy, under the ground and escape from prison.
Yes.
So if that's the case, so we can extradite our Nigerian criminals that commit offenses in the West or affect the West, extradite them back to the West to serve their sentence until we build strong institutions here that can really ensure that they've served their sentence in a very harsh way. Then yes, I'm all for them being shipped abroad for that sentence.
Okay. Yeah. There are lots of places. Have you heard about one governor then that went to St. Kitts and Nevis that paid a whole lot of money? I think it's like millions of naira to get a passport, to get a dual citizenship of St. Kitts and Nevis. Do you think in some countries, because they said when Buhari was saying that he talked to the heads of maybe like Switzerland, UK, United Kingdom, France, Germany, British, Virgin Islands, and all the tax havens across the globe, that okay, I beg, when you see these people, you can tie them down or just send our money to us. Are there some countries in this world that will not buy that idea, that will not say, okay, Nigeria, you're not calling shots for us. Okay, this is a citizen of my country. We are not releasing this person. Are there some countries like that?
It is not possible now. There is what is now known as United Nations Convention Against Corruption. Under that particular convention, most countries of the world are signatories to it.
Most countries.
Most countries.
But there are some.
But most important countries.
About people will go to less important countries when you can invest in the sugar, because this one I'm talking about in the real estate, you invest, I think it's half $1 million, I've forgotten now, in the sugar plantation, you invest so much money. I will not let that guy go if it's my country.
No, I understand what you are saying.
Yes.
Because in international relations, the principal issue is the interest of nations. No nation is there to protect another nation's interests.
Yes.
In that regard, I would say it's a possibility.
There's a possibility.
That if there is a fund from your country that will develop my economy.
Yes.
And I need that fund.
Yes, seriously.
I may be tempted not to even cooperate with you.
Demola, what do you think? Because it's an instance that can happen.
Yeah, it's not just Caribbean countries. Even in Canada, even the UK and America, if you have money to invest in their country, they'll give you money. Yeah, good money. They'll give you residency, and shortly afterwards they'll give you citizenship. I know it's very clear. I know Canada does that.
And do you think these people, you know that we are very smart in Nigeria, do you think these rich people that have stolen our money, won't they have that at the back of their mind?
Yes, but still, I mean, they would do that for all these, developing Caribbean countries. They won't do that
because
where the Western countries, where institutions are so strong that they can be, you can deny that the citizenship, etc. But the key here is the fact that to ensure that the leader, Nigerian president, is pushing this thing hard in the international realm. That's the only protection. We have somebody that's committed, that can say, look, these guys are criminals, and we'll hunt them down with the cooperation of the United States or the European Union or Britain. That's our own defense. Beyond that, there's always loopholes. There's always people that want money and money to stay in their country.
Yes, good money.
Yeah. But for some very important countries like Britain, America, you first of all have to tell them the legitimacy of the fund you want to come and invest.
Yes, yeah, of course.
It's not just any money.
Because the argument again is people are saying that, okay, now you know that people have been bringing money to your country.
Yeah.
They are saying like UK and America now, and they are saying that why is it that your banks were collecting this money in the first instance? Why didn't you shut the door against these people? Your banks collected the money, you've made money from profits or what do they call it? You view this of interest, and now you're shouting, you're crying wolf. What do you think?
That should be the consistent argument of a Yoruba man. The saying that ento jale ko dabi ento gba to ba toju ento jepo laja.
Yes.
So if
the person that received
so it's also seriously at fault. And that is the campaign that the president is trying to make to them, that if there are no safe havens anywhere to receive stolen money, then the thing will reside here. It will be easy for us to track our money and to recover stolen funds, rather than allowing them into your country, into your banks. And
okay, before we go, gentlemen, because we heard, I was listening to the radio this morning, and they said even our senators are trying to move a motion to have life immunity or thereabout immunity for maybe the Senate president and the principal office holders. Do you think with this, the legislative arm of government is going to help the federal government in this fight against corruption? Do you think sincerely they will?
I think they don't.
And not having their own interests?
I really do. I think they don't have a choice, honestly. I mean, the EFCC or ICPC can dig up anything about these people in the past and take them to court.
But so EFCC had evidences against Alice Madueke. Why is it that it was when they arrested her that they went kicking the doors open?
I think, to be fair to the government, they were making their case against her, but she was abroad and everything, and she was communicating with them about money being returned, etc., like that. But no, but back to the legislatures, I don't think they can, not in this.
They don't have a choice.
They don't have a choice. They have to cooperate, and they have to watch their back. They're fighting among themselves. There are factions. There's even within parties there's factions. So everybody's watching their back. I like to see who can chop money
Chop money.
Chop money, yeah.
Okay. In conclusion, what do you think also? Do you think there's a possibility the legislative arm of the government is going to frustrate the Buhari campaign against corruption?
They won't be able to do it. They dare not do it because the mood of the nation is against that arm twisting tactics. They won't do it.
Do you think so?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. And you think the EFCC will not wait for international corruption units before they start opening the doors of people?
I'm not even specifically talking about the EFCC going after any legislator. Let the EFCC do his work.
Okay, fully. Thank you, gentlemen. I have to say thank you to Yade Tokumbo Momoni, a lawyer and also the executive director, SERAP. Thank you very much for being part of the program. And Demola Oshodi, I want to say many thanks to you also. He's a policy analyst. Thank you very much for being part of the program. Join us for a fresh edition tomorrow at 10:30. I am Dakbo Aruaje. The breakfast show continues with the Sports Center in a moment. And for me, it's bye for now, and God bless Nigeria.